There are more media options today than ever before. You can choose among streamers like Netflix, Disney, Hulu, Max, Amazon, Apple. YouTube offers free access to billions of programs, from homemade podcasts and music videos, a variety that even now draws online jokes about how it's hard to find an available movie, even among so many streamers. And yet, this variety of media content can distract from an increasing concentration at the top. Did you know that most media outlets are now controlled by a small number of companies? Just 6 major firms own over 85% of media, a trend that goes on. And yet, the media landscape is also evolving. One company, Paramount, buying up CBS, CNN, HBO, the entire Warner Brothers studio, a consolidation that led, relatedly, to something we discussed at the top of the hour, Colbert's last show on Thursday. So we have these vital debates now about free speech and state-aligned media, including that show, while the consolidation does go well beyond this current MAGA moment. Wall Street demands and shifting technology drive a wider set of cycles where even novel efforts to revolutionize media will find that their own success then draws buyers and hostile takeovers in this cycle of consolidation. It's like a Succession episode come to life. And yet most people want independent, creative, audacious media, whether that's in journalism or political commentary or culture. They want it more than these quasi-monopolies' corporate offerings. So take MTV, a once radical idea pushed by outsiders, which upended really the entire music industry and reshaped how both stars and our youth culture was created and then broadcast. Tom Freston helped launch that channel that so many people wanted, if you remember the jingle, serving as MTV CEO and then Viacom CEO, where he also oversaw Comedy Central's rise, which takes us full circle because it launched the late-night careers of Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert, which echo on to this day tonight.
The cable operators, who were largely Elvis fans, thought we were some godless new thing. They wouldn't put us on. But we knew in the few places we existed that people who got us loved it. Really, they would go out and get haircuts like the people they saw on MTV. So we knew if we could go over the head of our distributors and ask people to demand your MTV, turn those no's to yeses, we could build a business and get distribution, which happened.
So you were doing something very aggressive and inventive.
Yeah, we had to. It was like a Hail Mary pass. If we didn't get people to get carried on cable systems, because they were monopolists then, it's very different than now. You know,
or similar, but go on.
Well, it's getting back there again. We would go down the drain.
Yeah. And you would say, we're going to get artists to make music videos, and people would say to you, what?
No one's going to watch those on television. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Who's going to watch music on television? I don't get it.
Let's look at some of the music videos over the years. We bring us all the way up to Olivia Rodrigo, who's very current. What we see there is these really became high-production mini films. Did that surprise you that the budgets and the interest in this really, really took off for artists?
Well, television sells things.
Fair.
So record companies realized if they wanted to sell records, promote an artist, improve that artist's image or burnish his image in any way, take it international, why not do it on television? So once they became convinced and so we could sell records, they spent more and more money.
I think we have more. Yep. When you look at this old footage, and some of it is iconic, you say, wow, this became part of music. For those of us who love music, it's hard to imagine Michael Jackson without Thriller.
Right. I mean, it's one thing that happened with MTV, and now even though MTV is gone by and large, it's just a bunch of reality shows. The impact of an artist having to have some kind of visual presentation, it remains, and it's a key part of any record company or artist's marketing plan. I mean,
and Do you think that was inevitable? You go back to Dylan, and it was like he had a persona. Let's keep running the video, by the way. We got some good videos, so we'll keep it up. He had a persona. He had a vision. I mean, long before television took over, artists wanted to present themselves a certain way. So did you see this as really, okay, this is going to become a distribution mechanism for music, which for the prior thousands of years was audio only?
Well, it kind of started in Europe. I mean, they didn't have any radio stations in Europe that really played music, so the record companies would make these little videos and put them in record stores or put them on TV shows like Top of the Pops, and they saw there was an impact right away. So, I mean, it's hard to deny the power of television.
Yeah, and then you pushed, you say in the book, for digital. Music videos, we now know on YouTube, they generate not double, but quadruple the views of gaming. The videos that go super viral, YouTube videos that have over 1 billion views, the majority of them are music videos.
Yeah.
And people around the world sometimes who don't have the money to subscribe to Spotify are still watching them for free on YouTube. Does that blow your mind as a music video guy?
They're making more videos than ever now.
Right.
And they're cheaper. Because the means of production are much cheaper. So there's lots of music videos out there, and then people get them and they chop them up into little pieces. They go on TikTok, or people use them for memes and so forth. So they have a lot of use, and they really are transportable, and they're sort of an integral part forever of the music business now.
And the flip side, I ask you, is do you think a top artist can break through without music videos? Have you turned it into a requirement?
Well, I've been gone a long time. I think some artists, if the music's really there and it's really good, and you connect and you tour and you build a base, I think you can still survive and have a nice living for yourself. I haven't really done the calculus as to what major artists haven't done music videos, but you're right. In the old days, all you had was an album cover.
Yeah.
That's all you really knew was somebody. Maybe they'd be on Dick Clark's American Bandstand, but
yeah, it really changed the game. Stewart, Colbert, they've been in the news, as you know. They got their start on Comedy Central. What's your reflection on all that today?
It's like a dark cloud, the departure of Stephen Colbert to me, because I hated. I mean, look, we started with Jon Stewart. He came to us when we had the Daily Show, and he said, "I want to do political satire." And we initially said, "I don't know, we want to have more of a pop culture thing," but we let him run with it. And he invented the term fake news. Let's remember, that's the 2 words he will go down in history for. And it became a big hit, and he hired Stephen, he hired John Oliver, he hired Stephen Carell, all this whole galaxy of people. But to see Colbert, forced off the air, essentially, under the guise that he was not economical. Now, there's true, late-night TV has economic problems, but I think some of the values that Stephen Colbert brought to the network were reflected in more than just the advertising revenue.
You're concerned about the possible censorship.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, look, when institutional or political pressure brings some kind of suppression of free speech, it's not a good thing. They tried it with Jimmy Kimmel. Trump's really wide open about, look, Jimmy Kimmel and the rest of these guys are next. He tweeted that Colbert was this talentless guy. He doesn't get any ratings and so forth. So it definitely was, it's hard to believe that this wasn't any part of the calculus of CBS's decision.